Hello everyone, this is Dr. Rick Whitman. I'm introducing Module 3 of your Science 100 Perspectives in Natural Science at Southern Hampshire University. Before beginning, I wanted to show you a picture of a fish in a tank I saw this week. And the reason I want to show this to you is that there is surprise and observations regarding science you can make in your everyday travels wherever you are. This is a most unusual fish, and imagine that this fish has got DNA that makes it different than a carp or a trout or a shark even. It's got fins, color, pattern, and yet all the fish of this family look the same. Makes you realize the diversity of information contained just in your DNA molecules. Now, just in the last day or two, there's been a lot of tornadoes in the southern part of the United States. There's a video of one pulling from the AccuWeather site. This is just yesterday. Here's a whole series here of tornadoes that happened just yesterday. Pretty awesome. This is just in the last day or so in Oklahoma and further south. I wanted to show you what the map looks like as of 9:40 this morning. This is the weather radar, and you get tornadoes. You tend to get them where you have cooler, dry air coming over the Rockies mixing with the moist air from the Gulf, which is why you tend to get most of your tornadoes start somewhere along this axis here, and it can be pretty devastating. So it's worth watching now and then. You'd be surprised what you can pick up. And I mention this because this class is about observing and gaining a perspective as to what's really happening around us. Now, as you watch this, we're about to start your second theme. You had a theme called Understanding Scientific Process in your first two modules. Your third and fourth have a theme of asking scientific questions, and you'll see that we're getting after sorting out for validity, that is to say truthfulness in what we observe. We will then move next in 2 weeks to understanding scientific developments, and finally the benefits to scientific study. Now, I have some perspective. For some of you, you've expressed the sentiment that science isn't my thing, or science isn't what I do, and I need to point something out to you that you may not understand, and that is this is actually a course about thinking wrapped up as if it's a science class. This is really more about how you order your thinking, and doing well here and investing well in this class will give you a dividend for everything you ever do past here, whether it's in school or not. So, let me put it another way. Believe in yourself, invest in yourself, and you'll be surprised what you get from this. A lot of people are pulling for you, and a lot of people spent time designing this to get you to that point. Alright, Module 3. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 things to do this week. A discussion, a quiz, a short answer, another quiz, and another short answer. A lot of work for you, a lot of grading for me, and I'm ready for it. First off, you're going to get into why do we ask scientific questions, and in fact how we do. Things about curiosity. Things that small children ask why about. So there's an article here, reference the article that you've going to go back to your news story, and then that you've used previously, and you're going to explain a brief summary and why you selected this news story. Now, don't go back and cut and paste what you've done previously. Actually try and rewrite from another perspective. As you get a little more maturity in this class, your thinking will change. Your writing will improve. Visiting something more than once makes you better at it. Don't be afraid of this. When you get done, be sure and look at the discussion rubric so that you know how you're being graded. If you miss something on the discussion rubric, you're going to miss something on the grade. Here we get into the art of observing. There's a web page here, some really cool information. And here you've got how to increase your powers of observation. A fun website here. I think you'll enjoy it. I'm getting an ad, sorry. That will help you. You'll also see this gentleman, Steve Johnson, talk about a ghost map. Cool stuff. And what we're after here is how to apply observational techniques. How do you look at things? Do you see the whole picture? This will help you. So you're going to go from the art of observing into observational techniques. There's a quiz here that fits in with that previous one, and you can take it twice. I notice some of you don't take a quiz more than once, and you should, even if you get all the points, because you might see different questions. Next, you're going to look at your first short answer. And again, this is a rubric kind of thing, and you're going to use this later, this kind of technique for your second project. Projects are really key to doing well in this class. You have 3 projects, each worth 120 points, so it's 36% of your total score. Projects require focus. Next, you're going to go into what's called accepted wisdom, and this is where sometimes we have things that we accept as true even though they're not. As late as early 1970s, there was one large theory that said the moon had been pulled out of the Pacific Ocean of the Earth. Later that turned out not to be the case, but it's interesting how what everybody thought was true for a long time, for example, also that the Earth was the center of the solar system, which it's not, the sun is. Sometimes accepted wisdom really needs to be challenged. And so we get into other things. For example, here we are, how we changed or displaced the Earth as the center of the universe, certainly the solar system too, and how we discovered germs. There's 2 very cool things there. And it changed how we think about things. Following that, you're going to have a quiz that gets to the same thing as challenging accepted wisdom. Moving along. Personal beliefs and assumptions. Why do we believe what we believe? And how does the scientific inquiry work? The nature of science. There's a good article here. This is an excellent website. Next, you're going to have a short answer that's going to look at how we form prior knowledge, worth your while. You may notice that since there's many things this week, many of them are bite-sized, so you actually should try and do part of this on a Monday, part of it on perhaps Wednesday or Thursday. If you wait until Sunday night, you don't get what we want you to get from this. You won't develop the skills that will help you in all your other classes. And finally, it's important to understand and get a perspective on where the points are coming from and what you need to do to get the A, B, or C that you want. As you can see, you have one 40-point assignment this week and several 20-point assignments. I didn't mention this earlier, but it actually works better if you do these in order. Sometimes people will jump ahead, jump around. I would suggest that's not a good idea. If you're having trouble with a short answer, especially in writing, or you're unsure if you're writing, send me an email and say, hey, I did the first short answer. Could you give me some feedback before I do the second one? I'd be happy to do that for you. You can also put up something on the discussion board, either on general questions or elsewhere, to ask classmates what they think. And it's worth your while to check back to see what they're doing too. In summary though, 120 points this week out of the 1,000, which means 12% of your grade comes up this week, which is about what 1/8 is worth. So week by week, doing well and investing in yourself will pay off. Don't skip assignments. Even a partial assignment is better than no turn in at all. That's all I have for now. Thanks for watching.